It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see Christian Watson. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Commanders and the Patriots, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center. There's 6'4" Colt.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
More the motion man. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And taken down just shy of the 40. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. Here's May. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down. On play action, May. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. To the air, May. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Russell got his man complete over the middle. That's Palmer. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one? I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And just like that, it's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw, it's May. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll throw with May. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing here is May. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Already he's top 50 receiving yards in this 1st quarter. And he's got a 1st down. James. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Kayvon Thibodeau in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. As we transition into the second half of the season, you can see he's the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The numbers for him from a week ago: 24 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt. And some room to work. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. They run the counter. Pruitt. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll run on 1st down. Pruitt. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Pass is tipped, but he's still able to bring it in. Touchdown, Washington. Trey Palmer. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed. I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it with James. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. May. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Kayvon Thibodeau. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, you look at this Patriots defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
They spent the week at practice, and we know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the number 1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is caught. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. Touchdown, Washington. Christian Watson, 77 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's complete to Traylon Burks. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. He'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The tight end in motion right. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. The Patriots send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd and 3. That's taken in by Watson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. On first down, Pruitt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. Russell. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. New England trying to get a place on offense. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
The Commanders' offense and receiver Christian Watson getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Pruitt. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Russell. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Russell eyes the crossing route and hits Watson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Back to throw. Russell. Flush to his right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. New England's offense set to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the shotgun, May with it. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Russell. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And his kick here is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They'll drop to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll look to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Back to throw again. That's complete. Jordan Whittington. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 27-yard line. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's James. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's May. On the slant, Burks. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's May. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Drake May in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And this is a 4-point game as they've gone to the locker rooms for halftime. The Giants trying to finish that one off and claim victory. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to Green Bay to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Jordan Love and Jaden Reed hooking up on a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter.
Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with three receivers to the left on second and less than a yard. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Operating from the gun, Russell. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Up the middle they go. Pruitt. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll keep it on the ground. Pruitt. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 8. Back to throw. Russell. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 32-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. Now a handoff up the middle. Pruitt. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with second and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Myers. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on third. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Christian Gonzalez in there to break that one up.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and they double them up here. That makes our score 20-10. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Patriots ready to get the football back. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2nd and 1. He finds his man, complete. That's Myers. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Off the play fake. Russell toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. Russell.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down. Russell.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Washington.
Christian Watson
with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
New England trying to get a place on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. To the air, May. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Washington offense set to take over again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. Throwing to start the drive. Russell. He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Operating from the gun, Russell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Russell. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Here's 2nd and 10. In motion, the tight end. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Here is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Russell. This is caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are able to add on to that lead. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. New England's offense set to go. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. From the gun on 3rd down is May. Flushed out right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. A 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action from Foxborough. Throwing here is May. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Open man is Burks, and he's got him. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. May. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And Christian Watson and the rest of this offense back out now. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
yeah,
though,
absolutely.
who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way, and he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Here's 2nd and 8. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third quarter of play. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Hands it off out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Russell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Pats will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Patriots offense and Drake May headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And this one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down. To throw, it's May. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll throw with May. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's May. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Play action. May. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. And they go play action with May. That is caught. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll set up a throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's a foot race. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Now the try here for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. That pass taken in by Burks. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the shotgun, May with it. On the out route, he's got Burks. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Patriots get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort, at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think that might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Now they'll run on the draw. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
The Commanders going to bring out the field goal unit.
This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Patriots offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
They'll look to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They'll try and throw for it with May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to pick up a Patriots first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Washington,
they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.